This month, we visit Bayt Stadium, where the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 kicks off. We celebrate a new FIFA World Cup song highlighting women's empowerment. And an icon of the beautiful game and beyond, David Beckham shares his FIFA World Cup thoughts. A common legacy of staging a FIFA World Cup is the positive development seen in the host country's football structure. And Qatar is already reaping such dividends in the growth of the grassroots game. When former semi-professional footballer Keith Young arrived in Qatar in 2008 to pursue his career in the oil and gas industry, he immediately opted to immerse himself in community football. That led him to discover Lazio, a team full of expats he would eventually go on to manage.
As I was retiring from the playing days, let's say, in Lazio, there was a little bit of an opportunity to take over as the manager of Lazio. And having played for good managers over the years in the UK and semi-pro, there was a bit of experience there that I wanted to bring into the team, a little bit of professionalism, you know. That was the start of it. The Community League was pretty much expats. It was in-house, there was maybe 20 teams, and that was that.
It wasn't long before Keith could see his young Lazio side becoming a successful team in the community. The next step was to enter the Qatar Amateur League.
We won the Community League with Lazio, and I was convinced that we had a good enough squad to challenge in the QEL, which was the QFA Division 3. I wanted to carry the name Lazio in. That was rejected by the QFA. We had to take a place in Qatar. We were living on the Pearl, so we chose the Pearl, and the Pearl FC was born in the QEL. It was a 5-year plan. We wanted to win the league in 5 years. In that 5 year, it got serious. Year 3, we were very close to winning the league. We finished second that year, and we weren't ready to go up. But it was a eye opener. What was the prerequisite to go up? And one of the prerequisites was to have an academy.
The newly renamed Pearl FC progressed further by taking their coaching to a higher level and establishing an academy to develop young players from the expat community, as well as local footballers in Qatar.
We had a plan for the first team, and within that structure of the first team we were going to set up an academy. And back in 2017/2018, when I came on board, we started our very first session with 6 kids. Fortunately, we're here today in 2022 and it's just under 600. So we've had some strides in the last 4 years. I suppose along that journey, we had the first team getting full approval by winning the 3rd division in 2019, and obviously getting full stature into the QFA 2nd division August 2019. And here we are today with the academy players in the background, development players, and in the next few moments the first team will be operational on the pitch as well.
Pearl FC became a formidable force in the Qatar Amateur League. The team realised they were in a position to win it and make the next step into the professional league in Qatar. At that point, they were introduced to former Qatar professional footballer Nawaf Al-Mudaka, who was immediately excited with the vision and could see how to build from there.
احنا النادي توجهنا كنادي لوسيل الرياضي او كان قبل البير.
Our objective as a club, as Lusail Sports Club, previously known as Pearl FC, is to attract parents and children to develop and invest in children. The best investment is to invest in people, and that's what we are doing at Lusail Sports Club, is investing in young kids, invest in their health, sports development in football and training, and this will bring back results to the club and potentially the national team, and for football development in Qatar.
مردودة لنادي الوسيل الرياضي، راح يعكس مردودة للمنتخب، راح يعكس لتطور كرة القدم في قطر.
With Nawaf Al-Mudakkar's expertise secured to control business matters off the pitch, the team were keen to recruit an experienced coach who understood professional football in the country. Former Al Rayyan and Qatar national team player and Qatar under-23 coach, Fabio Cesar more than fitted the bill to turn Lusail Sports Club into a force in Qatar's professional league.
This has been a nice experience also to me. And the point that I have and I try to deliver for the players is that, okay, we are here today in the Lusail, but my mind and my view and my goals is not to here. It's to be in first division here in Qatar, maybe in the Gulf, in Asia, why not in Europe, in South America. So I try to develop myself and I want to bring them with me. I want them to have this vision.
Lusail Sports Club more than hold their own in Qatar's professional league second division, and the original focus and vision remains to this day, while the club's academy stays true to community football in Qatar.
I'm almost still in the dream. The dream's still going, and I don't think you can underestimate the power of a dream. I think where we are is just progressive. Every year we make a difference, every year we improve, and I'd like to think the Lusail Sports Club could one day be in the Qatar Stars League.
The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 has more than one official song. The fourth track to be released is titled Light the Sky and features an all-female cast. Made up of Moroccan-Canadian sensation Noura Fatehi, Emirati singer Balkis, Iraqi superstar Rama Riyad, and Moroccan award-winning singer-songwriter Manal Benchlika. The song is accompanied by a dynamic 4-minute video showcasing Al Thumama Stadium. The creative mind behind the video is Qatari director Amal Mufta.
As a Qatari, of course, it's an honor for me to represent the host country in this music video. It means a lot to be able to shoot a music video of this caliber on the grounds here in Qatar. It also means a lot to me to be working with a crew that's also local, from the fashion designer to the visual artists, to the grip, to the DOP, everyone. So I feel like this is the comfort zone and somehow we're doing something bigger than usual.
Amongst the contributors in the video are 6 female referees who will be officiating at the FIFA World Cup, another groundbreaking development in the global game.
Being a part of the World Cup is a dream come true. It's so exciting for all of us to get to be a part of it and this music video as well, to get to experience this for the first time. I do think it's a historic moment for women referees. I mean, this is the first time that women will be involved as referees at the World Cup, so it's a big moment for all of us.
We are here to celebrate that the first time in a World Cup, in a men's World Cup, appear a female image. So we are here to celebrate with a video, with an amazing music, with an amazing female artist, and for sure, soccer referees. So we are here to celebrate it. I'm living my dream and it's a great pleasure to share it to all the world. It's a great moment to be a referee, a female referee.
World Cup songs are nothing new. In fact, more often than not, they're tunes that remain with us forever and become part of the legacy.
The song has the feeling of pride, strength, and specifically woman empowerment, because the song in the music video focuses in general on the female presence and power that will be in the FIFA World Cup. Also with the presence of 4 female artists from the Arab region and the world, all in the same music video. So the song is the feeling of pride, strength, happiness, and woman empowerment. And these are all important values to me as an artist.
I think it's a historic moment on an individual level for all the women who were involved in this project, to be working on this caliber, to be collaborating with each other, for the referees, from the assistant director, the producers. So it is a very huge moment at the individual level for every single one of us.
Qatar's Aspire Academy opened its doors to aspiring athletes in 2004. Long before its official launch, the country's educators and sports experts travelled the world to take note of how successful nations on the global sports stage nurtured their athletes. Ivan Bravo, who previously was Director of Strategy at Real Madrid, took hold of the reins in 2011 and started a journey toward the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022.
The idea was to get a centralized unit where all the talented athletes of Qatar could come together, develop not only as athletes but also as young leaders for the country. And it included football, it included athletics, it included many other things, because also the aim was to one day compete at Olympics, at World Championships in other sports. 2010, the World Cup bid gave focus to Aspire Academy on the football side. It was just the catalyst that it needed to say, how do we develop a generation of football players towards the World Cup and competing at the highest level in the World Cup.
Aspire Academy is a remarkable structure and home to the world's best sporting facilities, which always impress every visitor. But Ivan Bravo and his team see things differently.
We've always looked at, not the facility, but the brain power, the people, the talent, the coaching staff, the guys who are actually doing the software of the country in terms of sports. So not the hardware, the software. What we really think we have here, which is unique, is a nurturing place for not only the athletes, also for the coaches. They're allowed to explore here, they're allowed to be creative, they're allowed to push boundaries. We're trying to find edges to the way we train athletes and football players in a way that maybe other countries cannot do. And for that, we were really very, very specific about the type of coaches we bring. Not everybody can be a coach here.
The Football Performance Unit at Aspire Academy has been collecting athlete data since 2010. Data that not only can help teams win games, but these statistics can also help improve player performance and prevent injuries. The database is now invaluable to all the coaches and players in Qatar across all age groups.
So in 2010, we decided to start collecting information, assess all the players in Qatar, all the QSL and national teams, and of course Aspire Academy player, 3 times per year. And then we centralized this information with a huge database that collect and store and save the information and provide this information to all the stakeholders, all the coaches, all the players can see this data live. Practically in their app, the player can see their videos, their statistics, the distance covered both in training session and during the game, all the information that help them to build an awareness and to develop their performance.
One of Aspire Academy's most successful graduates is Almoaz Ali, who now plays for local club side Al Duhail and Qatar's national team.
To begin with, Aspire gave us a lot as athletes and as national players. In my case, I graduated from the Aspire Academy, and I'm really thankful for everything I was taught in life. In football, in my studies, in my daily life, it's helped me to become a better player. It's been an exceptional experience, both on a sporting and educational level. There, I've been taught how to be a professional footballer.
As Qatar gets ever closer to hosting the FIFA World Cup, the results of Aspire Academy's hard work since 2004 will ultimately be revealed in the performances of the national football team on the biggest stage of all. The Street Child World Cup is a global movement uniting street-connected children from 5 continents. The tournament provides a platform to champion the rights of street children and, in so doing, helps challenge the negative perceptions and treatment of street children around the world. The Street Child World Cup 2022 featured 15 boys teams and 13 girls teams, with 10 of the teams being represented by refugee or displaced children.
We just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So we had 8 teams in 2010, now we've got 28. We've got a real emphasis on what the legacy of this event is. So it's about delivering long-term change to benefit street-connected children and refugees. So there's a wonderful, diverse mix of people in Doha celebrating football where the World Cup is, where the World Cup will be, but doing it on behalf of street-connected children in order to bring about long-time change. I mean, who doesn't love that?
The tournament was held at Oxygen Park in Doha, just a stone's throw away from Education City Stadium and in the heart of Qatar Foundation.
So Qatar Foundation is all about unlocking potential. That's what we do across our schools, our programs, all of the entities that we support, and that's why we're hosting and partnering with Street Child World Cup. They've brought amazing young people here who have overcome incredible odds to be here and to be leaders in their communities, and they've come here to work together on addressing different issues back home, but also to play in a tournament, and that's really what Qatar Foundation is all about, and we're excited to be hosting them here.
Personally, I'm grateful. It was my first time being here, and I hope it will be the first of many. For me, for my team, I'm very, very happy to be participating.
This tournament is especially valuable to me, as it is my first time leaving my home country, and I hope to make my country proud and win the cup. Meeting people from 28 different countries has also made me very happy.
This 4th edition of the Street Child World Cup saw Egypt and Pakistan make it to the final. Egypt took the title after the match had to be settled with a penalty shootout, and there was obvious joy in the victory. However, there were no losers, as the event once again gave a voice and a platform for the rights of street children, the right to identity, the right to protection from violence, and the right to education.
It comes with a fabulous legacy, changed lives. People that for the first time in their lives have become somebody. And it's done that for teams that won't be at the FIFA World Cup, but for them, this is their World Cup. For them, this is the World Cup that matters.
David Beckham wraps up our FIFA World Cup Ambassadors series. He reflects on a glorious career that has continued well after his retirement as a player.
Representing my country, playing for England, playing in World Cups and different competitions, even friendlies. Everything meant something when you're wearing, your national team's shirt. And then I would have to say my first World Cup goal against Colombia, and it was on my mother's birthday, so it was even more special. But I think out of my whole career of being an England player, I think being given the captain's armband was the most special moment.
As memorable as his first World Cup goal was, the tournament ended on a sour note for Beckham when he was sent off against Argentina in the round of 16. Pilloried for his fit of pique on his return from France '98, Beckham rose above it and turned the jeers to cheers ahead of the finals in Japan and South Korea. 4 years on, fate brought England and Argentina together again. It was time for complete redemption.
So I think the moment that I was taking the penalty against Argentina in 2002, for me personally, it was a special moment. If I had to describe it in one word, I would have to say relief. Because obviously 4 years before that I got sent off in a World Cup against Argentina. So to be playing them 4 years later and to have the opportunity to score a goal that ends up winning us the game, was a big moment. I wouldn't say it made England fans forget what had happened 4 years ago, but I think it went a long way. And to score a goal like that, I think you saw in my celebration, you could see what it meant to me personally.
With his playing days long gone, he keeps himself busy and well within the game by running a Major League Soccer franchise in the United States. As a FIFA World Cup ambassador, he's kept a close eye on the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Does he dare dream his beloved England could go one step further than their semi-final appearance 4 years ago?
I think England's chances in Qatar is going to be very interesting, and I think that we have a young squad, and we have a squad that not just the 11 players that are on the field. I think we have a squad that also is strong, in depth. So I think that is important in the World Cup, because it's not just about the starting 11. It's about substitutions. It's about the squad. And I think we are young enough, we're talented enough to go all the way. As long as we come together at the right time and all the players are fit and all the players are in good form, I think that we have a real opportunity to do something special in this World Cup. But we'll all be keeping our fingers crossed.
And will the hosts spring a surprise or two?
What I like about the Qatar national team is they're all young and they've all grown up together. They've been together for a long time, and I think that means something. There's a unity, there's a togetherness, and I think the fact that they're hosting this World Cup, if they can do well on any level, that's what's going to unite, the region. That's what's going to unite Qatar. And like I said, I love the fact that they've all come up together, and this will be a special moment for all of them and Qatar as a nation.
A frequent visitor to Qatar in recent months, Beckham is looking forward to a unique event.
I've seen the amount of time that I've spent in Qatar. I've seen the passion, I've seen the interest, I've seen the development of what's happened to Qatar over the last 7, 8, 9 years. And I think this is going to be a very exciting World Cup. I think fans are going to be welcomed. I think fans are going to unite, and I think fans are going to see a World Cup that is being hosted for the first time in the region, and I think it's a very exciting moment.
Bayt Stadium was inaugurated when Qatar played Bahrain in the FIFA Arab Cup in November 2021. It's the second largest tournament stadium, with a capacity for 60,000 fans. Inspired by the Bayt al-Shah of Qatar's nomadic people, the stadium's magnificent tent structure envelops an ultra-modern football stadium.
Some of the biggest challenges when you design something that everyone in the country knows how it looks like, you need to be very precise in how the design look, all the structural, architectural, all the feature of Bayt from outside, from inside, the actual Bedouin tent, the shadow design, the actual coloring, the actual sizes of the line, how the Bedouin tent look like. Even the elevation is not built on the ground, it's built as an elevated 30 meters above the ground. We took every single detail of the Bedouin tent to be resembled and assembled in the Bayt Stadium.
Even though Bayt Stadium is based on ancient tradition, it's an extremely advanced arena that offers a great deal to the surrounding community.
It's not just a stadium, it's 1.5 million square meter of development. So it's a 60,000 seater stadium, it's an energy center, it's public park, it has camel track, jogging track, 400,000 square meter of landscape, artificial lake, river connecting the lake together, public destination, family destination, outdoor playground for kids. It's an entire complex, an entire precinct.
Like all Qatar's FIFA World Cup stadiums, sustainability and legacy have been at the heart of Bayt Stadium's construction.
All venues are targeting 5-star sustainability rating as part of the overall construction and design strategy that we had from the planning stage and even during the construction, as well as reflecting the promises that we had during the bid that this tournament will be the most sustainable tournament. And again, most of the projects were legacy-driven projects in which the local needs and community needs were incorporated in the design in order to have a great legacy after such mega event as the World Cup.
After nearly 10 years of hard work, it's almost time to enjoy watching the stadium come to life in the environment it was designed for, the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022.
I'll be super excited for the opening match, where we get the honor to receive His Highness and his guest during the opening match between Qatar and Ecuador. So welcoming the international fan for the first time in Qatar. You open the door of the Bedouin tent, you show them the true hospitality of the Qatari people, how the history repeats itself from back in the days until today.
The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 is now upon us, and we hope we've prepared you with a journey of history and discovery over the last 22 episodes. The time has come, though, to let the football do the talking. Hundreds of thousands of fans will make their way to Qatar to watch the greatest footballers in the world in the biggest show on earth. Now is all.